Welcome back, everybody. This is the Rap Sheet Hood book. And this is kind of a part 2 to the last one, Jock Line. But I went in on this one. Was it all lies? Why did the blood really start? Were they part of the Kings? Let's get to it.
Rise up.
Me and Jock was in HDM.
Guess what the problem is, though? The problem is, though.
Jock got that little
So be everybody been around Big Giz who cut Jock, and nobody rolled but me.
So Corey King did get beat up for you or not, or no?
Corey King was too young, man. Corey King was an adolescent. Corey King was an adult. That was an adult situation.
Oh, all right.
All right. So that was like an exaggeration to me.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right. Salute to Corey King.
Salute to the little homie.
And nobody rolled but me.
Remember, because they said from the people that we had on here, they said the Latin Kings and Latina Nietas were, they were in numbers. There were a lot of them.
That was there first.
And then
they're the reason that the blood started, pretty much.
Yeah.
What they were saying.
Yeah.
And then you had guys like, like I said, Soul B with Stacey Knight, Killer Cab. All these guys, they said that even though they were wilding, somebody came up with an idea to come together because, to go against being oppressed, I guess.
Exactly.
But tell us what you remember.
What I remember is the UBN, United Blood Nation.
There was a couple individuals there, and it was worked out that since a lot of brothers couldn't become kings, they were gonna start the Bloods, and we were gonna send them the brothers that want to become kings to hold them down. They were gonna be people under the People Alliance with us. This was in '93.
So what did you hear that they were doing for you the first time? What did you hear?
I heard that, they had housing areas over there locked in. When black guys come in, man, they really doing you dirty.
Like what?
Cutting you, stabbing you, beating your ass.
Just for being black?
They was using us to become king.
I got beat up by Big Giz, homie. I did that. Cause it ain't about all our wins, but our losses too.
That's a fact.
Big Giz said, yo, CK, I'm not gonna cut you. You know why? Cause you're the only nigga who challenged me behind this guy. So yeah, Jock, rise up. We don't support each other. I bled behind you, nigga. Niggas had my eye closed, nigga, behind you, bro. So you rise up, nigga. At the end of the day, homie, yeah, I put it in, homie.
Unified under that United Blood Nation, but then they all had sets. 939, Gangsta Killer Blood. They had so many different sets going on, but at one point they was all unified.
Right.
But the bad part about the whole thing was that you had to cut somebody to be blood.
In order to become king, they had to do something to a black dude.
Oh.
In order to become king, they had to do something to a black dude.
Oh, man. A word?
Yeah. You want to come king? Yeah. All right, that's some work right there. That's some work. That's when I first started hearing about it. I'm like, a what? Because
You had to blood in. You actually had to cut somebody. It got to a point where we had 150 slashings and stabbings a month.
Wow.
150 people was getting wet.
Wow.
150 people was getting wet. All right? And a lot of it was under that Blood Nation stuff. You know what I'm saying? But what it took place was that it went out into our street and it's not communities. They was cutting people on a train.
The 1997 article, another girl 15 is a slashing victim. Gang Nick is sought. A second such attack. In 2 days, a 15-year-old girl is slashed in the neck and face on a Harlem street last night by two teenage girls who the police said asked whether she was a member of the Blood Street Gang. On Monday night, 14-year-old girl was slashed in the face outside a subway station in Central Park.
They was jumping off to be a blood person, and there was no real money or currency involved with this. They were just cutting up things, and it was pretty bad. No, not pretty bad. It was real bad.
But do you remember seeing? I want you to take us through the steps of what you remember seeing. How it for? So did you the Latin Kings? Like, what did you see? What was first? Like from what you remember? Because
the Latin Kings. The Latin Kings was first, as I remember. They had a good organization and everything else where they had structure and their code words and the retaliation. Only thing with them is that they didn't cut each other to join them forces. They didn't cut each other to join them forces. If you was a Hispanic, you know, you was down with them. You know, if you was a Hispanic, you know, you was down with them. You know what I'm saying? You just have to say you want to be down. Whatever dues they have to pay, had to dues. You know, but Nietas was basically the same thing. You know, easy going, everything else. But when the Bloods came around, it was like treacherous. I mean, when I made captain, we had to go around and start looking for them at this point. So with so many people getting slashed and stabs, and back then they was able to, you know, they was wearing everything they wanted at that time in the early days. They was wearing their gold, their Timbs, this, you know, they was dressed up, you know, you know.
So do you recall like the Bloods actually getting started because of the Spanish ganging on them, or?
No, I wouldn't put it on them like that. They wasn't hurting them like that. They wasn't. They was looking for a reason, but they wasn't getting hurt. I mean, when I got in the job, I couldn't even believe they was Germans. I said, who are they talking about? Because, you know, they call them Germans. I told my partner, who's the Germans? They says the Puerto Ricans. I said, what the are they German for? But either way, they wasn't hurting them. That was no need. They was not going around beating up blacks.
Because each guest that we had up here, that's part of the UBN that started it, and, you know, they say they're the founding members. They all said the same thing. They all said that they kind of had to join a brotherhood because the Spanish and the Latin community was coming at them so crazy.
In order to become king, they had to do something to a black dude.
Oh man, a world?
Yeah, you want to come king? Yeah. All right, that's some work right there.
Had to kind of come together and stand their ground.
I keep the stats. I know the numbers. It was not like that. I keep the stats. I know the numbers. It was not like that. I keep the stats. I know the numbers. It was not like that.
You were there from the beginning stage,
Exactly.
Water. You were there from the beginning. The rumor is, or what they're saying is that they were out. Even
no, they wasn't. I never saw no stats like that. No, they wasn't. I never saw no stats like that.
Or C95. Or C95.
I don't know. Maybe 95 had a lot of Hispanic, but I don't never remember them outnumbering the brothers in there. Never.
I never seen that neither. I've been said that.
I saw no stats where it was more Hispanic. I mean, I can always go back and look it up and come back up here and tell you some real numbers.
Let's go, Cap.
Really?
You know,
Let's go, Water, talk.
Shoot, but I never saw it like that. Come on.
What they talking about? They trying to challenge you, huh? You can't challenge the Water.
No. Just the facts is that no, they didn't outnumber them like that. They wasn't running around there with that nonsense like that.
So why you think the Blood started then?
I think it was more of a. To me, it wasn't to protect yourself. That's out. Put that word out of your head.
Really?
To me, it wasn't to protect yourself. That's out. Put that word out of your head.
Really?
They was not there to protect them against the Hispanics. It was not there to protect them against the Hispanics. It was not there to protect them against the Hispanics. All right, it wasn't that story.
Okay.
I just think it was a mere fact that they wanted some kind of organization of their own to call. That's how I'm looking at it. Their own to call. That's how I'm looking at it. They want something they can have, like the Nietas had something.
And Latin Kings.
And the Kings had something. They wanted something. They wanted something of their own they can call. They had 5%, but that's a whole different group by itself.
Right.
And the Muslims is a whole different group. These other cats wanted some thug stuff going on. That's how that came about, if you ask me. Because let me tell you something. When you want to tell some grown men to make a movie for you, and that term make a movie, that means make violence happen for you, that ain't slick. What's that mean? Make violence. And you're not telling them to go get the Hispanics. You letting them get anybody. They wasn't just making a movie on Hispanics. They were doing other brothers who wasn't down with their nation.
Facts. These are all facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's what the story was. They wasn't getting down for theirs and
They did say that too.
brotherhood.
They said that also. They said that anyone the whole food comment. If you weren't part of a gang, that you were food.
That's right. That's the term they use. That's what they'll eat you. You're food.
He did mention that.
They didn't do that.
But they all mentioned that they joined the gang because of the Spanish stuff.
But what I'm getting from,
I don't know why.
what I'm getting from the Warden is that he's saying, and I call you Warden, you know.
No problem.
What I'm getting from him is that he's saying that he thinks, in his opinion,
Right.
and these guys are my friends, salute to them. He called them haters. In kind words. Basically saying that in kind words, not disrespecting, but saying that basically, this is how I'm taking it as being young. Basically saying that they saw an organization that were in numbers, in unity, and they wanted something of their own. Mm-hmm. But in their minds, to defend them and each one of them, they must have talked to each other in jail. They had a lot of time to come up with a reason to say that we were being oppressed.
They wasn't impressed. They was rocking all the jewelry and the drugs and everything else up in that piece. They was impressed by them. No, it didn't happen. They wasn't impressed. They was rocking all the jewelry and the drugs and everything else up in that piece. They was impressed by them. No, it didn't happen. I want to hear this one.
I was on the phone, right? They said there was two. They said officer named Sanchez was crooked, and they said Bailey was crooked. Now a Hispanic man told me this. The blacks were saying that, yo, Bailey did his shit, man, but he looked out for his people. That's what they told me. I don't know how these rumors started. I'm just saying that these are recently of what I heard. I just spoke because, you know, I spoke to a Latin king, and this is what he said to me. He said, yo, man, he'll put Sanchez, if he'll put, I don't know who Sanchez is. Are you familiar with their name?
I know some names like this. Why I said
okay, he'll put a black person, if he gave trouble, into a Latin king house, and they said you will put a Latin king into a blood house if they gave you trouble. What do you have to say for those things?
Let me say this, okay? When we was in security, we claimed clearly there's no blood house and ain't no Latin king house. Okay, we'll put you where you.
No, he's talking about the camera. That runs on. It's different cameras.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll put you where you want. Was some houses predominantly Hispanic? Predominantly Bloods and this that? Yeah, it was. But we expect anybody we put in there, no one can tell you I put them in the house and they got cut. Yeah, I put some Hispanic guy that had more Bloods than Latin kings in there. He met the classification. It ain't like I took him from a classification of a murderer and put him in there with some streetwalkers. They had the same classification. And I just didn't do it to Hispanic. I did it to anybody.
Week later, I'm chilling. Ain't no Bloods in the house. I'm good. Ain't no Bloods in the house. I'm good. I said, and I refused. I said, I ain't going in there. They sent me to the YME pen. Right? They tried to put me into a house that was like the headquarters for the Almighty Blood Nation. I refused. I said, I ain't going in there. I refused. I said, I ain't going in there.
Thought they was bigger than the whole thing. Nobody ain't bigger than us. The house will never lose. I used to tell them that roll call. We the house and we never lose.
But then, but that means you did that intentionally, though. You're admitting that.
I have no problem doing it intentionally. It wasn't no punishment. You should be able to live in any house with your classification.
In order to become king, they had to do something to a black dude.
Yo, Quinn, why you don't like the Bloods in jail? But on the internet, you be slobbing them. You a bug out. Shit's crazy. I never refused the house, straight up. And I got it on with Bloods and shit like that. Certain situations, 9394, I was locked up. Never had a problem with the Bloods at that time. And with the Beacon, it was smokes. I seen when they popped off on the Latin Kings in the Beacon 9-4. You know what I'm saying? I had a police shooting, so I was high classification. I was in BCF, the Navy Yard, and the Beacon. That's the only two spots I was in, high classification. You know what I'm saying? Shit's crazy. I never in my life, never. I went to a house where there was more Spanish dudes than blacks. This is just fucking facts. Yeah, so 9-3 and 9-4, I was in BCF and the Beacon.
Death to all those who go against blood, nigga. You know what I mean? When I ride, nigga, I ride the fire with pride and speak the tones of my homie. Am I lying, y'all? I've been on operating tables, homie, with my lungs punctured, my nigga. That's what we do, homie. I got stab wounds in my body, my nigga, for this shit, homie. That's what we do, homie. I've been on operating tables, homie, with my lungs punctured, my nigga. That's what we do, homie.
Word.
Step it down. I ain't begging on Soul B, but homie, pay homage to your big homie. I blooded you in, nigga. You ain't never did what we did, homie. You came in 96, homie. 9-3, 9-4, 9-5. It was all us.
No, don't do that.
Nah, fuck all that.
Okay, don't do that.
No, stop. Nigga, the game is what it is.
But we ain't trying to go there with it.
Guess what? You need to step out this room. This is raw. You need to step out this room. This is raw. He need the raw. He need the raw. He need the raw. He need the raw. This is raw right here.
Y'all need to hear this raw. You know what I'm saying? Can't be a nice guy to y'all. I fucking don't understand. Some people just fucking respect violence, motherfuckers. Just kidding.
L.A. Shaw borrowed a pack of cigarettes from a Nieta kid. The Nieta kid came and gave him a runaround. Yo, I didn't buy it this time. I forgot. Wasn't in my commissary. Shot told him, yo, next time you go, you owe me 2 packs. Right? I'm doubling up on you. Next time he went, same thing. Oh shit, I didn't know, but the nigga Shot see him pay other niggas for dope and shit that he paid. So Shot said, yo, you trying to play me, nigga? Right? I'm not from New York, nigga. Right? Boom. The next time, you better have 3 packs for me, or else I'm taking all your shit, nigga. So guess what this faggot nigga do? He go to the back, right? And he tells a few nietas, but he addressed the kings. Because the kings was definitely stronger than the nietas, even though we had little numbers. Alright? It's just our swag, our New York knowledge, shit like that. A lot of them was from the mountains in Puerto Rico. They talk Spanish. A lot of them had problems with English. Some of them got busy. But listen, 90% of them niggas was ass. Alright? Because they dangerous when they got a gun or machete in their hand. I give them that. Or when they in the island. Over here in Rikers Island, them niggas was confused. Alright? That's why they unauthorized them. And they came, what they call, some leaders came over here and shut them down. And that's why they not even allowed to rap in New York. Nietas. They don't exist in New York. Right? They got shut down immediately. Right? So, through YouTube, and I find this guy, and this motherfucker so emotional about Latin Kings, that he said, yo, niggas can suck my dick. Well, your mother can suck my dick, nigga. Your mother, your flag, your set can suck my motherfucking dick, fat.
I was the first black dude to go to war against Latin Kings, period, in New York State. Before Black Lion, before Blood, and all that.
So what year was that?
That was 1980, that was 90.
Suck my motherfucking dick, fat.
Summer, 90 summer. I got locked up. I went and did the bid in 86. I came home.
So the guards wasn't going to war with them
I went to the bid 85. No. Well, no. Actually, no. No. There was no war against the guards in them yet. No.
It was totally peaceful amongst them?
You got to remember. No, they wasn't really active like that yet.
The guards?
No,
or
the kings.
Yo, he must be senile or
So when did
something.
they
That
actually
dude's a
build up?
fucking
Like, how was it?
lemon. Yo,
They started
Mikey, you
building up in
fucked over
89,
this
man.
guy here.
89, the year 89?
They started building up in 89, but they kept it quiet and low. They started getting more active in like the end of 89 coming into 90, slowly. The first building they started getting active in was C-76.
That you guys were being, recently I heard that you guys were being
We oppressed who?
oppressed as well.
Oppressed
No,
too.
but who are they saying that we oppressed?
Predators?
They're saying that they're saying that they said that the Bloods were outnumbered. Well, the warden. Okay,
You got to go before that. Let's before you go to the let's go to the story before the Bloods.
Yes.
tell me.
Let's go to the story because the real beef was with first was the 5%ers.
We started the beef.
You
with
had
the
two
5%.
different kind of 5%ers. You got regular 5%ers, then you had the renegade 5%ers. You got 5%ers that would teach and build and try to bring you knowledge, understanding. They try to bring you the 120s. They would try to teach you that.
Absolutely.
Then you had the renegade ones that was like, yo, son got a chain. Yo, what's up? We're gonna go get son. Yo, son got sneakers. Son got this. So now you gotta understand who was the target. The minority. We was the minority at the time. Latino. We was the minority at the time. Latinos.
So you being in prison, or
Mm-hmm.
you guys remember before you that the Spanish were being you guys being picked on? Like what was?
Absolutely, we were being picked on. Absolutely.
Not everybody. But I'm gonna break it down. Listen, let me break it down the best way. When we was first coming to prisons, the biggest blocks that was holding everything down was the Jamaicans. The Jamaicans had, because remember back in the days in the 80s, remember all these movies and everything. All the Jamaicans used to go to jail and it'd be like 1,000 Jamaicans. Boom, 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 all this crazy stuff. Everybody from the spots, they was getting, listen, I'm just keeping it 100, baby.
Don't make sound effects
Bro,
like that, bro.
I'm gonna start hitting the wall. Blood clots. And the Jamaicans.
What was the Jamaicans gang
Particularly the smokes.
The smokes.
The smokes.
They used to throw something or some whatever, like if they were smoking weed or whatever, it was called the smokes.
called? And they were deep.
Oh yeah, they were deep.
The Jamaicans were deep.
They were deep.
The
And
Jamaicans
they was
were
putting that work in.
The Jamaicans were deep. And you messed with one, you was fighting
You
all
was
of them.
fighting the whole
All of
tribe,
them.
man.
All of them.
They didn't play that.
They got the same mentality that Latins have. They family oriented. They all from the yard. Somehow, bro, you messed with one, it was like forming Voltron.
So that was
the original beef from Rikers Island after it transformed from the 5%ers, because the 5%ers started losing the momentum. And Rikers at the time in the early 90s, it was the Jamaicans. It was the Jamaicans. The Jamaicans were strong. The Jamaicans were strong.
So that's what
you
West Indians, Jamaicans.
You had to respect them, man. You have to respect them. They had the mentality, man. And the Trinidadians, the Guyanese, all of them came under the Jamaicans. And they was powerful, man. They was powerful. They were deep.
That's what made you guys create the Latin Kings in New York.
No. The one that started because of that was the war with the 5%ers.
But okay, but let's go back, like you said. So the Jamaicans now. But what made, in your opinion, you can't, speak for the Smokes, but what made the Jamaicans? Were the Jamaicans picking on you guys?
It wasn't a picking.
No, it wasn't.
They just dominated.
They just dominated.
All right, let's put it like this: if you hit HDM has was it 80 people, 80 cells, 3 phones, 80 people, 3 phones. You think everybody's getting on that phone?
I don't know.
I would assume so. They would.
You would assume that 80 people gonna get on that horn.
They're supposed to.
We're not talking about supposed to. We're talking about reality of it.
All right.
So the biggest problems in jail was
the jacks.
You pick up that phone, it was like a house phone. You could stay on that phone 8 hours. There was no time limit. So that phone, that horn, is what was the major drama in the 90s. This before, we talking about pre-Bloods.
Okay, pre-Bloods.
Bloods didn't even exist at that time.
There was no Bloods at the time. Extortion.
No, but no robbery and no extortion to whom? Amongst each
anyone.
other? Wow.
To anyone. Blacks, whites, it's out.
So who painted the imagery? Because, what you're telling me.
Because you got predators. Let me tell you something. Jail is broken down into different individuals.
Prey or predator.
You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. You got dudes that are predators. You got dudes that are real. Whatever, gangsters. You got the fake gangsters. You got the regular dudes, and then you got the victims. Now it's all up to you which one you're gonna be. You understand what I'm saying? The predator's there to, you got kicks, you got boots, you getting drugs, you getting whatever, he on you. Now the real dude is just on him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He just doing him.
Doing his bit.
Then you got the dudes that sell the fake wolf tickets.
Sell gangsters.
They're talking, then when it's time to get busy, it's a whole different story.
But what confused me is that when you hear about the Latin Kings, with those principles, you guys wouldn't really be in any trouble because those are principles.
Why not? If you come and rob one of my brothers for their chain, what you think I'm gonna do?
No, of course. No, what I'm saying is that the imagery that was painted was that you.
But
guys
they're
are
coming.
bullets.
You're talking to people that came in '93 and up.
It's like
they fought the first big war, which was in the summer. That's Summer and Collins against. I think the first war was against the Muslims, right?
It was against the Muslims.
Well, how can you?
Wait, before that, hold on, my fault. Before that, with the Bloods, they said that the joint in, they had to bring someone home. Like, how did you guys bring people home, so to speak, for Latin Kings? How did you get people to join in, or what was the initiation process, or you know what I mean?
It wasn't for everyone.
But
it wasn't for everyone.
But wait, I'm sorry. Remember what the warden said that the warden said that. From his belief that all you had to do was be Latino to join the Latin Kings. They didn't really require. I don't know.
Who said that? Bailey said
Bailey?
Yeah. Well, I want to ask them personally,
but that's not necessarily true because we had the 5 Caribbean islands. You could be Jamaican and be Latin King. We got Jamaican Latin Kings, Haitian Latin Kings.
That's right.
So it was the Caribbean islands. People are forgetting that. See, y'all don't know you could Google the lessons. I'm not gonna break down the lessons. I'm pretty sure you Google them, you'll find it, and you're gonna see the 5-point star. And in that 5-point star, you got Haiti and Jamaica and the Caribbean islands on there. Besides Santo Domingo, Cuba, and Puerto Rico, that was the original foundation of the 5-point star in New York State. You had to be not from out here. You could be black Jamaican, you could be black Haitian, you could be black Cuban, Panamanian. It wasn't like that.
But you had to come under that 5-fold banner.
You had to come under that banner.
That's it though. It was no.
That's it.
There was no process because then they were saying you had to get food and you had to, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, you people gonna say whatever they want to say.
No, I'm saying that's for.
What I'm saying, they have certain things. I can't speak for the Bloods.
We would observe you. We
Yeah,
would
that's
observe
what I'm
you,
saying.
How you conduct yourself, how you carry yourself.
and then we would approach you just like they approach me. You
Okay.
know, I was neutral. I wasn't, with no gangs. I was just graffiti kid. I was down with this crew called CYA, Crazy Young Artists, out from Queens.
And I was beefing with his crew.
He was, I believe, on TA7. He was from Woodside. I'm from Brooklyn. You're not gonna take my stuff, and if you're gonna, okay, everybody knows me with that name. I was just a graffiti kid, man. And when I came in, I wasn't having that. I'm from Brooklyn. You're not gonna take my stuff, and if you're gonna take it, you're gonna get hurt. They saw that. And then later on, after 93, 94...
93, 94 is when it took the
they started coming in.
It took off, yeah, it took off.
It took off.
Tell us about the big war. You said that there was a big... What was the first war that you guys fought?
We had a very big war with the Muslims.
On where? Rikers?
No, in Collins. Collins Correctional Facility.
What year was this?
This is 1986.
86. Tell us what happened, if you can. Because you look like you look like you want to be... I know, Pastor, you cool, but... what happened, Pastor? You can, man.
It was a war.
It was a war.
It was a war.
It was too much there.
There was too much. We went at it. We went at it in the yard, and things happened.
People got hurt.
Yeah. Badly. And we moved on from that, and we was... that
moved
statement right...
penitentiaries, and then they just kept going with it.
Oh, so you had a big war, and people got hurt, sent the message, and then they moved you guys
to Max's.
Yep.
To Max's.
To Max's.
Okay.
And when we got to the Max's, we really found out if we were really lions or what. If we were lions or snakes or sheep. And wherever we stood, we held our ground, man.
Earlier, okay. Now, how did the blood start? Not saying you should know, but what did you guys witness? Did you witness? You must have...
It happened in C-73.
And you said July.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, but you got to understand, OG Mac was there. You had OG Mac. You had Deadeye there, Majesty. There was a couple of Bloods there. And they came and sat down at the table with Blaze and a couple of the individuals that were holding titles. Rest in peace, Blaze. I'm not going to name anybody else, but there was a couple of individuals there. And it was worked out that since a lot of brothers couldn't become kings, they were going to start the Bloods, and we were going to send them the brothers that wanted to become kings to hold them down. They were going to be people under the People Alliance with us. This was in 93. Now, as time goes on, they start growing. Now, mind you, there's a third entity that we're not talking about, which is the Nietas. Say, right? You got me on commissary every day. The Blood dude got annoyed. Commissary day came, told him, "You dead, son. You dead. Fuck out of here. You dead." Nieta goes to a king, tells him, "Yo, he robbed me." This is a true story. King goes over there, "Yo, you can't be robbing no What? I ain't robbing the Nieta. Shit pops off. The war starts behind that incident over a pack of cigarettes. That's a fact.
Anybody who's thorough,
anybody that's real that was there will tell you the truth.
Tell you the truth, man.
That's how the war started. Wasn't our beef. They were cool with us.
So, okay. So, OG Mac, Blaze, we're not going to name the rest of the people.
I mean, there was a couple of Bloods. AY was there. So many people there.
They sat down and
at a table. They sat down in the yard in the 3 building, and they came to the understanding that they were going to start the Bloods there.
Got it. So basically, was it getting permission? Why did they?
Nobody was trumping anybody.
Nah, back
we
then
was about
in the day,
uplifting.
That's right. Back then in the days, if there was a beef between 2 rival gangs, whoever the beef was, we would allow you to handle it. Give him a gun, handle your business. Nobody gets involved, and that's how the beef was handled.
But this is in the 3 building. You gotta understand, this is the 3 building. Was spread out to other places and other. I can't speak about what was going on in C95. If somebody felt oppressed, because you go there, it was San Juan. It was like 70% Spanish, because that was the only building that gave out methadone.
And everybody was going there. The majority of the brothers that was
going there.
Up on that,
so
on
if you there, obviously you're gonna feel,
yo,
what's up with all this? You know what I mean? So a lot of beefs that people say was over drugs.
Drugs and cigarettes.
Spanish people was getting them, and a lot of people was using them and not paying. So you know what happens when you don't pay, right?
You getting poked?
So the drug story is true.
What drug story?
No, I'm just saying that a lot of people.
Yes, 100%. That happens to this day. To this day, up north, wherever you go, people be like, yo, I got you on commissary day. I got you. My people's going to send you this. Yo, hit me off. And then just take the bag and
When it's time to pay.
So the beef started over a pack of cigarettes. And Nieta started that.
That's a fact.
But why would... How can... if
Because we supposed to stand up for our people. So the king went over there. Remember, he told them that he got robbed. He told the king that he got robbed. So the king went over there to hold him down. Bam, bam. That's a fact.
Holding Nieta down.
That's a fact. Because he was Spanish.
And it caused the rift.
It caused the war. It caused the war. It caused the war. That pack of cigarettes exploded because they started spreading throughout. And mind you, there's still beef with the 5%. You got a lot. You think the 5%ers disappeared? What did they become? Bloods. So a lot of people that had personal beefs and personal issues just moved into the next vehicle that was moving. And at the time, we was moving in one direction, and the Bloods started moving. But then y'all forgetting the Jamaicans are still involved in this. So now the beef is still going on between the Jamaicans and the 5%ers, the Bloods. That's the war.
So
when did the truth come out though? Like you obviously know what happened, why it started.
The truth? Because it was already too late. There was already bloodshed. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's already done. Yo, you hit
wildfire.
That's it.
Spread like wildfire.
It didn't matter no more. It didn't matter. It got to the point it didn't matter. Because it already popped off. You already touched one of mine. There's no, oh, here, go hit. Nah, I'm not gonna hit my man. Fuck that. I'm gonna hit you. And that's how it just. But don't think that everybody was on some racial. I was in a lot of blood houses. I was with Shotquells and 5 North in the towers. We ain't had no issues. What they try to do to us in Suffolk Supreme? We going to trial. That I was going to trial. They kept trying to. The COs was the ones doing all the bullshit.
In the bullpens, and we
the
went
fuck out of here. Bailey was talking on. He was talking out of his elbows.
Yeah.
Scully and into like the following year, well into the following year. You know what I mean? With Scully and them. Scully and Shower and them was the one who started it like that. But when I was going to war with Gizmo, his name is Giz. That's the guy who cut me. It was more of a personal thing. You understand? Yeah. So it was like my co-defendants and comrades of my co-defendants.
Look who's here, this dick sucker. Quinn, why you even wrote that? They wasn't around, the king wasn't around since 86. What they gotta do with anything, huh? You fucking pussy. Smack fire out your ass. I'm gonna take this out on you, you pussy. This shit is crazy, man. You see that? And y'all still gonna jack their well person, the motherfucking Bloods, whatever, man. The same way y'all believe Quinn was a real nigga.
I was the first black dude to go to war against Latin.
But he's a bitch, really, in real life. You know what I'm saying? Man, like, comment, subscribe, man. I know the truth. Quinn, you know the truth too. But you just a pussy. Later, man.
I'm gonna debate 85. No. Well, no. Actually, no. No. There was no war against the gods in them yet. No. It was